We've all heard the statistics about the state of the church and Jesus' mission to the world. Things are not good. This generation, we're told, is the least religious generation alive, disinterested, disillusioned, and disengaged. This negative picture is set against a world that is changing faster than any of us could have imagined. The world we grew up in will not be the world of the future. In many ways, the church feels like an old building, run down, neglected, and a remnant of its former glory. A year ago, we set out to purchase a building in the heart of a student neighborhood that fit that description. It was run down and neglected. Any hope of it being a faithful presence for Jesus was long forgotten. We look around and might wonder to ourselves, where is Jesus? Is he alive? Does he care? Is he still good? So we ponder with trepidation, will there be anyone that is faithful to Jesus? There are millions of students who are in the same position. While young at heart, they bear the mature weight of responsibility to navigate into a world that has no guarantees, and they do so without any roadmap. So is that the end of the narrative? Run-down buildings and lost souls? Is that our legacy? Is that the heart of God? Thankfully, there's more. Luke 19 declares that the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost. Jesus stepped into our world to save us. He leads with his presence. Think about that. Jesus meets us with his presence. He meets the darkness with his presence. Jesus is the one who came into our world, into our darkness, and sought us out. As Psalm 40 says, he sought us out and then lifted us out of the pit. And so we choose to respond, to look at the darkness and say, my God saves. We are those who say, as Psalm 40 says, he put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him. 16 years ago, we set out to step into the darkness at McMaster University, to be a light that shines the hope of Jesus. 7 years ago, we began to scatter that light to other campuses, starting with Brock University, and now serving 6 campuses across Southern Ontario. To accelerate our capacity to announce the hope of Jesus, to build a long-term home, and to make a statement that Jesus still saves, we bought that old building. We have proclaimed in faith that this generation needs an encounter with the living God, that in their lostness, he is the one who seeks and saves. We have committed to see people be made fully alive in the hope of Jesus by being the church on every campus. Well, how could we acquire space in such a premium neighborhood? How could a movement of students find millions of dollars to find such a project? We can't, but God can. Nothing is too far gone for Jesus. He is the one who brings dead things to life, not just in buildings, but in lives, the precious lives of students. Over the last year, after a pandemic that restricted any presence on campuses for more than 2 years, we launched in person on 6 campuses. And pandemic may threaten us, but God still honors those that step out in faith. We are stronger, more passionate, and more convinced than we have ever been. The Discipleship Centre is a picture of the heart of Lift Church. We look at hopeless situations and believe that our God is able to lift us out of the pit. God took that old rundown building and has, through us, completely overhauled it. Against impossible odds, we are almost ready to open the space. Opening the space to see a generation discover the hope of Jesus, be discipled to follow him, and lead others to do likewise on campuses all over Canada. We will have communal space for students, training space, an operations center, studios to produce content, and a presence that proclaims our God is able. So will you join what God is doing? Will you announce with us that Jesus is good? He is the one who seeks and saves the lost. The completion of the Discipleship Centre is just the beginning. The building will open up a new phase of ministry at Lift Church, one where we see the very people that are currently lost discover hope and then be sent. One day soon, we will see disciples making disciples on college and university campuses all over. Will you join us on this mission?